Let's come into our easy pose, Succussion. Perhaps sitting on a block or a folded blanket, whatever helps you to be able to sustain this pose. So sometimes when we sit directly on the earth, we might slump a little bit. We might feel like it's an effort to hold up the spine. So just sitting on a little block gives us more openness, more space. And that's what we want to create here. Connecting with your breath. Begin to notice the flow of your breath here. For your mudra today, we're going to adopt Ganesha Mudra. And let's take the left palm to in front of the heart. Bring the right palm in front of the left palm and then hook your fingers so you create a clasp. Your right thumb is at the top, your left palm at the bottom. So you've created a little clasp here as if it was a locket necklace. Let me just admit people. So notice your breath here. If this begins to feel unsustainable for you to hold your elbows out, you can always bring your hands to your lap. Closing your eyes, holding Ganesha Mudra today. Our practice today is going to be invoking the energy, the qualities associated with this deity, this most popular of deities, one who removes obstacles, clears the path for us. And as we move towards Diwali, 4-day festival, the festival of lights, perhaps the most well-known of Indian festivals around the world. Just bringing in Ganesh to clear the energy for the next few days as we move towards the 14th, 15th of November. As you inhale now, I'm going to invite you to bring some softening to your arms. So on the inhale, soften through your elbows and your shoulders and your fingers so you still maintain a grip, but it's a very loose grip. When you exhale, begin to energize and activate through your arms, your elbows, as if you're trying to pull your hands apart into opposite directions. So you feel some extension here in the arms, the elbows, fingers. On the inhale, soften and relax. On the exhale, activate and extend. This may feel counterintuitive to activate and extend on the out breath and soften on the in breath. We're softening on the in breath to open, to receive, to welcome. Activating on the out breath to gift, offer up. Softening through your shoulders, elbows, fingers on the inhale. On the exhale, activating through fingers, elbows, and shoulders, as if you're drawing your palms, your fingers away from each other, maintaining this hook, this clasp, Ganesha Mudra. With each in-breath, welcome strength. Invite in resilience, protection, On the out breath, offer up resilience, strength to others from a place of compassion. Inhaling to draw in, invite, welcome, strength, confidence, community. On the out breath, offer up compassion, strength, support. So this two-way journey, this two-way interaction of energy that you receive for yourself, energy that you offer up to others, generosity. Ganesh is a joyful, generous, joy-filled deity. And yet, in his playfulness, he may set obstacles, barriers, challenges along your path so that you can grow in your strength, in your resilience, so that you can learn to solve problems, overcome challenges through your own resources, your skills. Releasing the Ganesha Pranayama and the Ganesha Mudra, let's bring our hands into Namaskar. Opening our time together, our practice by chanting Om 3 times. And for each Om, offer up strength, resilience, protection to yourself, your family, your community. Inhale to prepare. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste. And welcome, yogis. Welcome to our practice today. So we are going to be invoking the gifts, the energy of Ganesh, this most magnificent of deities with the head of an elephant and a huge, round, generous belly full of laddus, of sweetness, of kindness, of generosity, who with his playfulness sets obstacles upon our path, making life difficult and challenging for us. Yet in that journey, he also guides us into paths, directions that we would never have explored had we not had this opportunity. We often talk about when one door closes and another door opens. When one opportunity comes to an end, a new opportunity arises. That is the work of Ganesh. So let's come into our lateral bends and stretches first. So I'm going to remove my block so I've got a little bit more space here. We're working mainly with the Muladhara chakra. This is the root chakra that connects to Ganesh. So let's place our fingertips lightly on the earth. As you inhale, draw your right hand up past your ear. You can bring your thumb and ring to touch in Prithvi Mudra. That's connected to the Muladhara chakra. Exhale over to the left. And with each breath, draw the breath down into the belly. Allow your belly to expand. One breath here. Let's sweep around and come up over onto the other side. So left arm up and over towards the right. And again, you can bring your thumb and ring finger to touch in Prithvi, the earth element, which is connected to the Muladhara chakra. Exhale, sweep round. Imagine your arms are the trunk of an elephant. Reaching forth and over. One more time, both directions. Circling. And then let's come back to center. Take a moment here. Bring your Ganesha Mudra again. So this time, let's have the left hand closest or the right hand, depending on what you did last time. I had my left hand closest last time, so I'm going to bring my right palm closest. So we're just moving in a different direction. Inhale, reach up. Keep drawing your fingers apart. As you exhale, we're going to fold forward down towards the earth. Try and maintain a connection between your sit bones and the earth. I'm going to create a little bit of space for myself. Draw your navel in towards your spine here. Root down through your sit bones. Engage your core. As you inhale, let's rise up. Exhale, elbows out, palms in front of heart. Switch your clasp. Take a moment here, then inhale to reach up. You know where we're going now. As we exhale, let's fold forward down towards the earth. Feeling rooted and grounded here. Feeling strong through the arms. Inhale as you draw your navel in, rise up. Exhale, release your arms. So see how your shoulders are feeling now. Maybe you roll your shoulders one way, then in the reverse direction. Now we're going to turn our gaze over to the left. So turn your gaze. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Let's drop our ear down towards the left shoulder here. Perhaps you take your hand to draw your left ear down, right ear, left ear to left shoulder. Left ear. Perhaps you reach out with your right arm. And so you should feel an extension here. And again, imagine that your limbs represent the trunk, the tunda of Ganesh. Bring your right hand to the earth, head back to center. Let's drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And again, you can always bring your right hand over towards your left ear to draw that right ear closer to the right shoulder. Left hand can stay on the earth, or you can lift your fingers a little way off the earth. And you'll find a height where you feel you have a sensation here. So they'll be here, I have no sensation. Here I have less sensation, but when I'm at this sort of angle, I have a strong sensation in my shoulder. One more breath. Release your hands. Head back to center with care. Let's come directly onto our hands and knees. Cat-cow here. So let's untuck our toes. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Flex through your fingers so that you feel as if you're really rooting down through the finger pads and the knuckles into the earth. Press the tops of your feet, your big toes into the earth. Inhaling, lift your tailbone, dip your lower back, shine your heart, and lift your nose up towards the sky. Exhaling, movement starts at the base of the spine, rounding through. And now tuck your chin into your throat. Twice more, 2 more rounds here of cat-cow, Madhuryasan and Bitliyasan cycle. And squeeze in the navel when you're rounding through. Drop the belly when you gaze up on the inhale. And then let's come to stillness when you've done your 2 rounds. Tuck your toes. Walk your hands back slightly towards you and then lift your knees and just move your tailbone back. So you'll see that I'm in a low crouch. I'm on the balls of my feet. My knees are bent. I'm pushing the weight back towards my tailbone. I'm pushing the earth away through my hands, feeling strong here. And then let's carry this motion all the way through by lifting our tailbone. Let's take our feet as wide as the mat. Perhaps we take our hands as wide as the mat. Take up space here in Parvatasana, in mountain pose. So we normally have our feet hip distance wide where we can turn 1 foot, and it's the exact length of 1 foot between our 2 feet. We normally have our hands at shoulder distance, but today we're going to take up space on our mat. 1 breath here. Now we're going to come into a little twist here. So you might need to walk your hands a little bit back towards you. Reach, shift the weight into your left hand. Lift your right hand and reach all the way underneath your body to take hold of your left leg. And then gaze underneath your armpit. We won't be here for very long. If this feels too intense, you can come to your knees and then reach back towards the earth with your hands. So you're still twisting at the torso here, still twisting at the trunk of the body. Imagining that our arm is the trunk of the elephant god. 1 more breath. Then let's release that right hand. Shift the weight into the right hand and reach underneath your body with your left hand, taking hold of the outside of the right leg, calf, thigh, ankle, and gaze underneath your right armpit. And again, if that feels too challenging, come onto your knees and thread your arm underneath you, reaching back towards your right foot. Taking variations, adapting the practice. All of these variations are different places that our body can move into or move away from. Then release your left hand and we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet here. So we're in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Take your hands to the outside of your heels, the back of your heels, so that you can almost cup your heels. Bend into your knees if you need. Look underneath you through the legs to the space behind you. And in this deep forward fold, you can feel your belly. Connect with your belly here. Take 2 more breaths here. And you can have a bend, deep bend in your knees or a soft bend in your knees.
as if you're trying to reach your head through the legs. Releasing your hands from your heels. Let's heel toe our feet slightly in. So almost so that zigzag movement with your feet. And then let's uncurl our spine one vertebrae at a time, as if an elephant is unwinding its trunk. To rise up to standing mountain Tarasan. Now, while you're here in Tarasan, I'm going to move to the middle of my mat so you can see me. Here we go. So find your standing mountain, Tarasan. Lift your toes off the earth. Place them one by one, connecting with the earth. Ground down. Trust that the earth is strong and solid and provides you with a firm foundation. Remember this strength, this resilience, fortitude that we're building in this practice. Bring your thumb to your ring finger in Prithvi. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and slide them down and away. Lengthen your neck so that your chin feels parallel to the earth. Find your drishti, a focal point on the horizon. Gaze there. Perhaps you sway gently on the soles of your feet, shifting the weight into the balls and then back into the heel until you come to a point of stillness. So if I stand sideways, you might see me how I'm swaying. And then you'll find a point that feels really balanced for you. Notice how that feels. Hold that sensation of balance so that you can recognize this sensation, this feeling of being physically balanced here on the earth. So we come into balance through movement, through swaying. Having a softness in the knees as if you're on a busy train or bus. And this softness gives you more stability, more strength. Just like Ganesha Pranayama, the softness, the activation. Inhale, reach up and over. Interlace your fingers. So do this, create this Ganesha Mudra above your head. So you can have right hand on top or left hand. We're going to swap, so just remember which way you are now. One breath here. As you exhale, bend into your knees and come into Utkatasana, chair pose. You can have your arms parallel or up alongside your ears. Yogi's choice, sit back in chair. Strong pose. So chair pose, Utkatasana, is also known as strong pose. One breath here. Inhale to rise up. Let's switch the clasp of the hands. And again, reach up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, strong pose. Feeling your thighs. Now, if you could touch your thighs, they would feel strong and solid. And remember, your arms can be parallel to the earth or reaching above your crown. Yogi's choice. One more breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release your arms. Let's create big circles with our arms. Again, you can have Prithvi Mudra here. So circling back 3 times and then circling forward 3 times. Oh, I feel that in my shoulders.
So let's come back here. You're at the bottom of your mat. So I'm rejoining you here now. Let's take a moment here. Turn to the left so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. So here you are in halfway lift. Exhale, slow down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands in Ganesha at the heart. Let's step across your mat, coming into Tarasan, star pose. Now, one of the stories that we hear about Ganesh is that the moon fell and broke his tusk. And he was so cross with the moon that he swallowed up the moon and left the world in darkness. All of the other deities realized that we couldn't live in darkness. So they negotiated with Ganesh. And he's belly open, releasing the moon and all of the stars in the universe. Take a moment here. Full breath. Bring your hands to your knees. Bend into your knees. Hands on thighs, just above your knees. Exhale, we're going to do spinal waves. So bring your crown down and then up. Spinal waves here with the spine. So I'll go sideways so you can see how that looks. Oh, my floor's very slippery. So some soft, gentle spinal waves here. With your legs wide in sort of this Devi Asana pose. And then straightening up. Maybe you take your feet a little bit wider. Turn the toes out. Exhale. Let's take our Ganesha Mudra. Reach up. And as you exhale, let's come halfway. So tail reaching back, crown reaching forward. Perhaps you have a soft bend in your knees here. We're releasing stuck energy. We're using our willpower to face difficulties and challenges. So this will feel challenging here. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands to the earth. Let's take our hands to the outside of our legs or our ankles. So wherever your hands reach comfortably, might be wrapping around your calf, your ankle, or your big toes. Crown reaching down towards the earth. Prasarita Padottanasana. One breath here. Inhaling, walk both hands over to the right. Coming into a little twist here. Exhale, hands through middle. Inhale, hands over to the left. Coming into a little twist here. So that you feel the extension along the torso and the arm that's reaching across your body. Exhale, back to center. Take a moment here. Let's bring our hands back in Ganesha Mudra. Use the option you want. Bend into your knees. Let's rise up. Take a breath here. Rising and straightening through your knees. Open back up into Tarasan, star pose. Take a breath. And now let's step over to the right. Take a moment here. Reach up. Exhale halfway. That fold down towards the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Rising up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Ganesha Mudra. Let's step across the mat one more time. And you might want to flip your Ganesha Mudra. So it doesn't matter if you have the Ganesha Mudra in the same direction or you remember to switch it. We're not going to intellectualize which direction our hands are facing in. Reach up. So you'll know what often happens is we go for the variation that feels most comfortable for our bodies. So if you're right-handed, what you'll tend to do is have your right hand towards your body the first time you do it. If you're left-handed, you usually go for your left hand because it's the one that you use the most. So if it feels odd, that's when you know you've switched. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway lift. And tailbone reaching back, crown reaching forward. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the earth. Let's take our hands to the outside of our legs, feet, or toes, big toes. Crown reaching down. Perhaps you have a little bend in your elbows to help you draw down towards the earth. Ganesh helps with any new endeavors, new projects. Release your toes. Let's walk our hands over to the left, coming into a little twist here. Exhale to center, then inhale over to the right. Back to center. Take a moment here. Now what we're going to do here is bend into our left knee. We're going to come into Skandasana. So extend your right leg. Now you can be quite high up here and have your hands on the earth or on blocks. You can be balanced on the ball of your left foot, your right toes pointing up towards the sky. Come into your variation that you prefer to be in. You can also, yogis, sit on blocks or a low footstool or a chair. Any object that helps you to sit here and hold this comfortably. And then if you're sitting on a footstool or a chair or some blocks, you can always have the left foot flat on the earth. The energy that we're working with is through this extended right leg on the inside of this right leg. So really what we're doing with this left leg and left foot doesn't make a difference to what's happening over here on the right leg, because that's the leg that we're extending and working with. So wherever you are, try it in all the different variations, and the place you will feel it is here. So we're working with the root energy. One more breath, and then let's walk our hands all the way over to the right to come into Skandasana variations on the right. So come again into your variations. Move your blocks, bring your blocks with you, your footstool, low footstool with you. And again, you can stay on the ball of this foot or place the whole of the right foot on the earth. One more breath here. Sometimes people like to bring their hands in front of their heart space. So you can also opt to do that. And now let's walk all the way over to the left. Not going to be here for long. Turn onto the ball of your right foot so that you come into low lunge here. You can bring that right knee to the earth or you can keep it lifted. Yogi's choice. We're going to rise into Anjaneyasana or Crescent Pose. So wherever you're ready, I'll demonstrate with my right knee on the earth. Inhale, hands to sky. I have my Prithvi Mudra here. So reach out through that right leg if your right knee is off the earth. Sink low, hips facing forward, hands reaching up. One more breath. Exhale, right hand to the earth. So you get your right knee on or off the earth. Lift your gaze up towards your left hand. Reach through the sky with your left hand. And remember, we're using our limbs today to represent the trunk of Ganesh, the one who removes objects, obstacles, difficulties from our path by giving us strength, resilience, endurance, fortitude. One breath there. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Take a moment here. Lift that right knee. Let's step back long with the left leg coming into plank Succussion. And again, if you want to bring your knees directly to the mat. Drawing your navel towards your spine. Firm up the core, the abdomen here. Reach back through those heels. Press away from the earth. Feel the strength. And let's, wherever we are, everybody bring your knees. Untuck your toes. Bend your elbows, chest and chin to the earth in Ashtangasana. One breath here. Slide your knees away. Bring your elbows alongside your ears and bring your hands in prayer, namaskar, at the back of the head. So we normally rise directly into Cobra, Bhujangasana from here. We're adding variation. We're turning this practice into more an invocation of strength from Ganesh. Reach through your toes. Perhaps you bring your toes together. Imagine that your body is long, strong, activated, engaged here. So keep reaching through your toes. Draw in your navel. Have your hands pressing against each other at the back of your head. Walk your elbows forward so you feel an extension underneath the armpits. Pranam. One breath here, deeply connected to the earth element, drawing up the strength from the earth directly into your being. One breath more, release your hands, bring your palms alongside your shoulders. Inhale, drawing your navel, lift your crown, your gaze, coming into Cobra. Press into your hands, lift onto your knees. Let's come onto our toes. Wide mountain, Parvatasan, feet as wide as your mat, hands as wide as your mat. Take a moment here. Switch the weight into your left hand, reach underneath your body. Right hand goes round the back of your left calf. Left ankle, look underneath your left armpit. Bring your knees to the earth for this part. Release the right hand. And then let's take the left hand underneath our body. Look under the right armpit. Release the left hand back to the earth. Walk your hands back along to the back top of the mat now. And heel toe your feet a little bit closer. Take a moment here in forward fold, Uttanasana. Uttanasana here now at the top of the mat. We're looking back, we're looking forward. We're flowing with life's twists and turns, just like the elephant trunk twists and turns. Inhale. Let's bend into your knees. Interlace your fingers into your Ganesha Mudra and rise into Utkatasana, chair pose. Remember, you can have your hands parallel. Now just make note of which way your hands are now. Exhale, let's rise up. Bringing your hands to your heart, let's switch now. So swapping the palms round, Remember to draw out the elbows and then inhale to reach up. As you exhale, come into chair pose, Utkatasana, strong pose. Remember your arms can be parallel to the earth or alongside your ears. One more breath here. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, turn to the right so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Take a breath here. So often when we start new projects, new endeavors, new beginnings, especially when we have a turning point in the year. So we're at a natural point of the year, the seasons are changing. Around the world, whenever the seasons change, we notice how festivals and celebrations are deeply rooted within the community. Take a moment here. Coming into your mudra. Let's step across the mat in Tarasan. Reach up, turn your toes out. And as you exhale, let's hinge forward. You can have a deep bend in your knees or a less intense bend. Exhale, hands to the earth. Walk your hands over to the right, coming into a twist. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, walk over to the left, coming into a twist again. The twists and turns of the elephant trunk, the twists and turns of the human trunk. Inhale, back to center. Bring your hands into your mudra, bend into your knees, rise up. Releasing your hands, let's come into Skandasana over on the right side. Use your options here. So you can be quite high, you can be sitting on a footstool, a block, a chair, even directly on the earth. If you wish, you can come into your balance here. And if you wobble, sorry puppy, falling on my dog nearly. And then let's release our hands and walk all the way across the mat. Coming to the left side now. Let's come into your variation here. Ganesh dissolves the obstacles. He dissolves the obstacles in the mind. The obstacles were in psychologically when we criticize ourselves, judge ourselves. We talk ourselves down. We experience low self-esteem. This practice, the Ganesha Mudra, the Ganesh invocation mantra, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, helps to build up inner confidence. I know we've been here for a long time, so we're going to go all the way over to the right again. One more here, and now you know where we're going. We're turning onto the ball of our left foot, coming into low lunge on this side. And you can always bring that left knee directly to the earth. Wherever you are, inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana, crescent pose. Reach through the left heel if your leg is extended. My fingers are in Prithvi Mudra. Strength, drawing on the strength of the earth. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Gaze up at the right hand. Draw that hand up towards the sky so that the right arm is engaged, active. That left knee can be on or off the earth, yogi's choice. Take a moment, then exhale, right hand to the earth. Let's step back long with the right foot, coming into your variation of custom plank, body parallel, knees on or off the earth. Yogi's choice. If your knees are on the earth, Push the earth away through your arms. Draw in your navel towards the spine so that you still feel strong and active and engaged here. Oh, it's quite challenging. One more breath. Everyone together, knees, chest, chin to the earth in Ashtangasana. Tailbone is lifted here, chin and heart on the earth. Then slide your knees away. Bring your elbows up alongside your head, palms in Namaskar at the back of the head. Perhaps you bring your legs together, big toes touching. Press your big toes into the earth. So feel as if you are an active vessel lying on the earth here. Draw your navel in, press your palms together, walk your elbows slightly forward. Pranam. One more breath. And then release Namaskar. Bring your hands alongside your shoulders. Press into the earth. Inhale, lift your crown, your gaze, your heart. Bhujangasana. One more breath. And let's rise into Parvatasana. Wide mountain pose. Hands, feet as wide as the mat. We're nearly there. Exhale, let's take the right arm underneath and across our body. Look underneath the left armpit. Bring the right hand back to the earth. Shift the weight onto the right hand. Reach underneath your body with your left hand. Look underneath your right armpit. Release the left hand. Take a moment here. And we started at the back of our mat. So we're going to walk all the way to the top of our mat now here. Inhale, let's rise up to standing. Exhale, Ganesha Mudra at the heart. Take a moment here. Releasing your hands into Tadasana, going to move into our balance. So what you might have noticed through our practice, that we took the traditional Chandra Namaskar flow, working across our mat, but we also added elements of Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. So this is a practice of the moon and the sun salutation coming together. Because of Ganesha's connection with the moon and giving birth to the stars, we invoke the energy of the moon, this creative energy that is connected to the moon. But because of his strength, the fortitude, the resilience, the protection that the deity offers, we also invoke the dynamic, active energy of the sun. So for our balance, we're going to come into a standing twist. So arms are turning sideways, but you can stay facing me, facing the front of the mat, whichever way you're facing, it matters not. Lift your toes, press into the earth one by one so that you are connected with the earth here. Roll your shoulders up, find your gaze on the horizon, land on a spot that's not going to move. Let's shift the weight into the left leg and begin to peel the right foot off the earth. And then let's bring that right leg all the way up. So your hands can be on your hips. Your hands can be in Ganesha Mudra at the heart. You can have your hand on a wall. So your balance, yogi's choice here. Lots of options. Let's flex that right foot. Let's take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. And this right arm can open to the side or you can take it all the way back behind you and take your gaze with you. And imagine that this right arm is the trunk of the elephant. Feel strong in your left leg here. The left leg is doing all of the work here. Now, if this feels comfortable for you, you can take hold of the outside edge of your right foot and reach your right foot forward. Now, because I have short hamstrings, I can't extend my leg all the way. So you can use a belt if you have a belt available, or you can keep the bend in your knees. Yogi's choice. Right, so I'm going to find my gaze first. Go. This might be tricky here. So remember, this is a practice for all of us, but even with all the practice in the world, we cannot change the bones of our body. We cannot change the way that our body is in terms of its length, its innate flexibility. We can become more mobile, but we're not born dancers and gymnasts. One more breath here, whichever variation you're in. And then let's begin to spiral our arm round back to the front. Bring your hands into Ganesh. Release the leg. This left leg will be feeling it. So this right leg feels fine. The leg that's feeling it is the left leg, the balancing leg. That's the leg that we've just been building strength in. I'm going to go the other way now. So again, if you have a belt handy, you can use the belt. Otherwise, just go with the flow of the twists and turns. So let's re-center, re-ground into Tarasan. Again, your hands can be on your hips, on a wall, in your mudra. And then begin to peel the left heel of the earth. Keep gazing ahead. Flex that left foot. Take the right hand to the outside of your left knee. Reach out with your left arm and perhaps you circle it back and take your gaze with you. So you can stay here. You can have this right hand on the wall if you wish. If you want to take hold of the outside of your left foot and extend that leg forward, yogi's choice. And remember here, we're all going to look very different. Some of us will look less elegant like me. And then when you're ready, coming back, sweeping that left arm back towards the heart, coming back into your Ganesha Mudra and releasing that left leg to the earth. Shake out the legs, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh, I always feel this. And my hamstrings always tell me a story. One breath here, let's reach up. Exhale, fall down towards the earth. Take your feet as wide as your mat. And we're going to come through Molassen, Yogi squat. Turn your toes out, bend into your knees, coming into your Molassen. And remember here again, you can sit on some blocks. You could sit directly on the earth. Find your variation here. We're not going to be here long. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands, release your sit bones to the earth. Let's come into our lying down. So I would like to kind of go back really slowly, uncurl my spine. Reach overhead with your interlaced, clasped Ganesha Mudra arms. And then stretch out your legs. Take a long stretch here. So that vessel feeling that we had when we were lying on the abdomen, when we were lying prone, now that we're lying on our backs. Let's create this sense of length, deep connection through the whole length of the body and the earth. Hands reaching overhead. Perhaps your toes are reaching away from you. And then release your hands. Hug in your knees. Take a moment here and roll gently on your lower back. Lift your eyebrows center towards your knees. And then let's come into Shavasana. Creating a star shape on the earth. A fallen star here, arms as wide as you want away from your body, feet as wide as your mat. We'll be here for a few moments. Trust in the journey. However you feel this, the twists and turns of life, the challenges of life, the obstacles, the challenges, the barriers that we so often come across. And knowing that as we find our way around these obstacles, over these hurdles, diverted onto other paths, that we can turn inward, building our strength, our resilience, and moving through resistance that we experience from others, from the trials and tribulations of life, resistance we may experience internally. Turning to your spiritual practice, turning to your breath, Ganesha Pranayama, Ganesha Mudra, and the invocation. One more breath here in Shavasana, this open Shavasana, open heart. Knowing that Ganesh is a compassionate, empathic deity, that invoking his energy will help you to find a way to solve the problems, to overcome the barriers, to unite and unify with others, to build strength in numbers, strength in community. Inhaling, begin to curl in your knees, hugging them and rolling over onto one side. And then when you're ready, rising into Succussion. Coming into your Ganesha Mudra. And now I invite you to bring your Ganesha Mudra down into your lap so that you can soften through your shoulders, closing your eyes. And noticing if you feel lighter, freer, more playful in your practice. From this deeply rooted place. Closing our practice by chanting Gam Ganapataye Namaha 3 times, and then Om Shanti. And Gam Ganapataye This is invoking and paying salutations to Ganesh, the remover, dissolver of obstacles. Inhale to prepare. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With great respect and compassion, I offer you strength and joy. Thank you, yogis, for joining me today in this wonderful Ganesh practice. So we'll continue to work with Ganesh energies in the next class, in the next session, and we'll introduce some elements of Parvati, Ganesh's mother, her energy, as we then move into the period leading up to Diwali. And then next week we will be working with Hanuman. So very exciting. I love this time of the year. So much exciting good stuff happening. Thank you, yogis, for joining me today.